Oh, welcome back to your time to shine. Your time to shine. And I'm so excited about this topic because it's been coming through in a lot of ways. My mentor, my life coach, I call him the rowdy poet, he talks about purity culture. And it inspired me to, what came through for me was spiritual purity because this is the field that I work in. And I love it's almost like when you realize that this is a thing, it kind of like it lets things loose in your energy field, like lets things kind of pour out. And what I mean is if you think about one of my friends said to me the other day, she goes, "Oh, she's like, I'm not good at this, energy work." And I go, "What are you talking about?" And because she's been called to do tarot, she does beautiful tarot. She does energy work her own way and not professionally, just her own way in life, which really benefits a lot of people, right? And I said, she goes, "Well, I'm not doing it every day." And I was like, "Well, who says you need to do it every day?" And what does doing it every day even mean, right? And that's another idea of this purity culture. I have to do it a certain way. And other ways it's showing up are when people think I have to do, like it's something that I have to be outside of myself. And spirituality is something that you and we want to bring it into our human experience to help us live the lives we're truly designed to live. And I don't say that from a perspective of your life isn't aligned right now, because I really believe we continue to navigate different goals and growth in life, and we achieve or hit these certain goals, and then things kind of begin to navigate in a different direction. What was once a goal of ours becomes uncomfortable. And a lot of our current culture asks us to kind of it's like strip away from things, drop things, cord clear all the time. And I do very much believe in cord healing, but this whole idea of, cutting things out of our lives or leaving one life to go leave an entirely different one, or leaving a job because it's uncomfortable. I think all of these different things ask us to kind of sit within ourselves and say, but why is this out of alignment now, and where am I being guided? And stop looking at things as being bad or negative and saying, okay, this is now misaligned. And so where am I choosing to move forward now? And that keeps you in an empowered state. And that's what this is really about, is you living your life through choice, through creation, living it powerfully, very powerfully. And this doesn't mean that we're not like kind of caught back on our heels at times, right? Because I too in life am even though I, live aligned or do my best to live aligned, I too am caught in patterns and caught back on my heels and things. And this is where I really pause. And I'm like, what? Instead of trying to cut it off or run from it, I'm in my light because, it's so sweet. The guides are saying our light is our gathering place. I love that. It's our gathering place. And it's where we get to really be with ourselves. And anytime we're trying to run from something or remove something, or, you know, I joke, I'm like the slowest learner. And then I think back on what that's really meant. And it's really meant that I navigate the process, like I heal through the process, and then I create, and the healing and the creation overlap with each other. And then life happens and new things come up, and old patterns from that same circumstance show up again. I'm like, oh, this is more to be healed. And I don't force myself into that spiritual purity of this has to be healed or I have to be fully healed and evolved from this. I realize that all of us are just this ongoing nuance of energy walking here on earth. And when you kind of have that aha moment, you get to relax a little bit. Like, are you noticing in any way you yourself are relaxing, or your nervous system's relaxing when you realize there's nowhere you have to be, or nowhere that you no expectations on yourself about the destination of your journey? And I do believe that dreams and goals are a healthy and a necessary part of this experience because they do force us to grow. They do, they force us to grow. Because when we're not living our dreams, there's friction there and it doesn't feel good. And that's the part that causes us to be in discovery. So, um, and there does get to a point where you when the friction comes, it feels different than it did before. I think about times in my life where there was really heavy friction with something, be it a relationship or financial or career. And it was a very heavy, heavy feeling. And I was like, all I wanted to do was fix the problem, right? And now what was it? I'm trying to remember recently what happened. And I remember feeling like, oh, this is so nice. I could start to sense the tension. And I did just my simple inner light work that I teach here and started to navigate how the choices I wanted to make, navigating bringing my energy to the space I wanted it to be. And there was still some challenging days and some challenging times. Doing this work, again, spiritual purity doesn't mean, oh, I'm sensing some tension, so let me bring in my inner light and I'm going to bring in, the guides and I'm going to bring in, ancestor and they're just going to shoot it. There it goes. Oh, whew, thank goodness. Okay. Now I'm going to go make my tea. No, of course not. There's still the process. So that's just some of the ways spiritual purity shows up. When I started my meditation practice, I did short guided meditations. I've told you guys that I would fall asleep because I was so exhausted with my life. And the point that I'm at now is I will do a meditation and it's silent, which is very weird to adjust to as a human. We're not used to being in silence. We're used to thoughts coming in. We're used to, feeling art. Okay, well, it's silent now. I don't have thoughts in my mind. We always have thoughts in our mind, but like I don't have thoughts in my mind. What's my body doing? What song comes to mind? And I'm finding when I'm in meditation, it's like half an hour isn't long enough. 45 minutes isn't long enough because it's such a special place to be, to let your energy have this beautiful reset. It resets and it rebounds, it rebalances, and it creates from this place where your day is now engulfed by the beauty of this energy that you've cultivated. So you know how in one of the last more recent episodes we talked about like cultivating the love. That's what you do in meditation. You essentially cultivate the love within you, right? And you allow whatever it is that's been bothering you or on your mind to come through and you say, okay, and it shows up as, is there information here? Does this need support? Does this need energy work? Does this need to be let go of in some way? And how do we let go of it? We get to the root of it, right? We get to the root of it and then we create something new from there. And then I really focus on my ethereal self. And what I mean is, I focus on all of me, who Emily is right now, who I've been, who I'm becoming, who I'll be, who I am at a soul level. And I really bring it present into this life now. I don't, again, spiritual purity, I don't try to escape, let me be my biggest, boldest, brightest, most optimum self. You naturally are those things when you bring yourself into the presence of right now. I don't try to, you know, like find the highest and best timeline. I don't think that that's a real thing. I think that that puts a lot of people out of their power. I think that's something that's spiritual purity. What I do believe we have these goals that drive us, but I don't think that like someone's missing out, right? And I also it's a cultivation. Like in my meditations, I allow the mess, I allow my shadow and my darkness, I allow my beauty and my brightness. I allow things to come forward And sometimes something will come forward and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I thought I worked on that. And I kind of get this like wave of heaviness. And then I'm like, oh, look at me being so human. And I allow those feelings to be. And then at the same time, I choose to bring in and be, I'm like, okay, I'm curious now. What do I need? What feels good? What's this showing me? There's something that came up recently in a meditation. I'm really excited to share it with you guys, but I'm still learning through it with my own work. And I have no idea how this is going to unfold. And it's very particular. And don't worry, I have written this down. It's on my calendar. We will cover this. But I'm like, holy crap, like this is a big one. And it's a big one. And this is my point. So in this like one particular meditation, this healing came through and it was a big one and it's one we all experience. Yet what's happening is like my my energetic body is just like releasing. It's like I've opened up a mini healing portal. A portal is a place of change. And it's just like, pardon my language, we're just vomiting everywhere, releasing. Now, remember when we're in our light and our energy purges, it's not going to be harming other people. It's going to be taken care of. So, again, I think spiritual purity is like, oh, just, our mind, nothing happens. It goes quiet. We're just, I mean, no, it's okay to have a variety of experiences and whatever it is that we're doing. So, getting back to that point that even though I'm having this purge, and it's still happening, by the way, I still I have cultivated this love and this light from my morning practice. And I can feel the energy around me. I set intentions for the day. I thought about the sessions I have today, the podcast interviews, the other things, and it's carrying through and things are turning out better than I could have anticipated, and that's the beauty of the power within you. Remember, again, it's not all up to you. Like, be curious, be creative, be spontaneous. See as you work with energy, allow yourself to be like, how is this? Wow, look how this is showing up. Look what happened here. Um, Sometimes spiritual purity is, oh, it should go this way, or I have to be a perfect enlightened person. And that isn't it. Even though I'm setting my intentions for the day and things are going better than I imagined, I'm still having these, oh my gosh, like reflective moments of where my ego is showing up. I love it when my ego shows up. It's just another area where I need to be healed. And everything, I'm seeing things from a different perspective. I'm appreciating things from a different perspective. So when we think about how it is we do energy work for ourselves, can we be present enough with ourselves to let it all be there at once? The challenges and the good and the unfolding. If that's you, you have found the right place. Oh, I so enjoy this community. I cannot tell you how much I enjoy your emails, your reach outs, your comments on the public forums. I just genuinely appreciate each and every one of you that takes the time to share. And if any of you ever just want to share something you've experienced or something that think is neato about your journey, I would love to hear it. And you may be feeling as though, well, if I'm sharing that, then it needs to be something wham bam, crazy, amazing, powerful. There's that word again, spiritual purity. It's the beauty in the little nuances of our lives. To me, those are the most golden moments beyond any of the beautiful dramatics that energy work also provides. I would take those little gentle golden sparks and moments throughout your day, throughout my day, over the biggest, shiniest ones. I think the biggest, shiniest ones are meant to take a moment to give us hope and show us what's possible. And then it's the sparks we hold and create throughout the day that really carry it through. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this community and bringing all of you into this world. It has been so great to connect here. If this episode resonated with you, please be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who you want to have more of these chats with. As you move throughout your day, remember, your energy is your superpower. As you pay attention to it and trust it, you can watch your entire life begin to transform.